Hi guys, happy Thursday. Well, it's your favorite Dr. Honey, Dr. Faith Abraham, and welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be talking about embracing the unexpected. And for those of you who don't know, sorry, let me make sure I'm blending my lipstick well. For those of you who don't know, I come on every Thursday live at 12 p.m. We don't stay long, but we do chat and discuss things that are going to help us propel, be the success, see the success that we know we are meant for. And that's kind of what I want to talk about a little bit today, but I really do want to harp on embracing the unexpected. And I will share this story with you guys. So I'm an advocate, I'm an avid, dreamer. And so I have a lot of dreams. And I actually have been dreaming since I was a kid. And before we knew what, prophetic dreams were, or understanding that you can have dreams and visions and you would use the Bible to interpret the dreams and visions, I would just dream. And so a lot of my dreams since I was little were very literal dreams, because you can have dreams that are literal and it's like going to happen within a matter of time, and then you can have dreams that are symbolic, and so the different things in the dream actually mean things. And so very, very recently I had a dream, and in the dream there was a specific organization that was offering me different things. It was offering me like influence, offering me position, offering me so what do you want to do now, and you're supposed to be at this place in life, and you're supposed to have this and that, and saying all these things to me. And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm quite aware. I know that those are things that God has given to me and promised me. The thing is, I don't want it from you. I don't want it from your organization. I'm content with waiting on God to bring it to me. Well, that's your problem. That's your problem. And you're so annoying. And you always do stuff like this. This is what the people within the organization were saying to me in the dream. And I was like, okay, whatever. So one of the things that they were doing in the dream, and I'm going somewhere, just follow me. So one of the things that was they were doing in the dream was trying to set me up or make me feel rejected, making me feel like I was behind, almost like trying to have me question myself and where I was going and what was meant for me. But I never wavered in the dream, and I never was like, oh, okay, y'all must be right. I was very 10 toes down, yeah, you're right. All of those things are true. And I'm going to get there at the right time. I will have all of those things. And God's going to, hold me down. I'm good. Thanks for noticing. And this is the conversation throughout the dream. And the dream was so long. And I was like, oh God, when is this going to be over? And then it was. And I woke up. And so I had contacted someone. I was like, okay, look, do I need to do some things? I need to go into prayer. Am I missing something? And he was like, okay, the stance that you took in the dream is basically telling you and letting you know that you're good. And I was like, okay, cool. Because I thought that's where I was. And so the dream, I was like, am I not there? Am I questioning what I'm doing? Am I questioning my calling? So I had a lot of questions after the dream. Not that they had convinced me of anything, but just to make sure that I was doing my part. You follow me? So I was like, okay, I'm good. And what happened was after that dream, I was really like, okay, you know what? Hold on a second. So you guys are in the dream and you're chastising me. You're bullying me, basically. You're acting like the things that you're telling me you have control over or you have authority to give to me. And I was like, okay, so I took it and I just went into prayer, and I was like, I feel like this is where I'm going. This is what's happening. This is literally taking place in the spirit realm for me already. And that dream was literally to see if I would stay and trust God, or if I would deviate and go another way to get it. Because you can absolutely, and people don't realize this, there are different ways to attain success. There, we have this earthly realm that we feel like is very real, but it's not as real as the spirit realm. So before anything happens in the earthly realm, there's stuff that has to happen in the spirit realm, period. And so that, to me, that dream was telling me that there's things that are happening in the spirit that are now about to transpire, now about to manifest, now about to take place in the earthly realm. So I was like, okay, I'm cool. But the purpose of the video today is really just to encourage you and to tell you that there are, like I said, different ways to attain success. And in the spirit, it's only two ways to go. Either you're going to go with God or you're going to go the other way. This is just what it is. Okay. And the other way can come in various facets and in different ways, but ultimately it excludes God. It takes God out of the picture. And for me personally, I just am not interested in that, because I have tried to attain success on my own, and it wasn't very successful. It was actually quite frustrating, versus doing what it says in Joshua 1:8, meditating on the word day and night and making sure to observe everything that is therein. That way you will make your way prosperous and you will have good success. I'm good with that. I have seen success. I have seen the things God has done. I have seen what it means to have a godly husband that builds you up and lifts you up and, just reminds you of who you are. There's no like back and forth when it comes to us, like, oh, I'm gonna do this, like, we're both rooting for each other. I've seen what is, to weather the storm and different things like that. So all around, I've seen success. And yes, there are other things that I do want to do in life, and I know that it's coming, hence that dream that I just shared with you guys. But I want you to understand that I am in my 40s, and a lot of the stuff that I wanted to happen in my life is happening now versus when I thought it was going to happen, which was in my 20s and my 30s. And at one point I was very dissatisfied, but now I'm good. Now I'm very content with my life's timeline. And so I'm just wanting to encourage you today to embrace the unexpected. There are a lot of things that you anticipate, that you want to happen, that you feel like should happen, and you feel like it should happen on this timeline. And it's not in a nasty way. It's just in a way of, this is what I expect. This is what I've seen. This is what I feel. This is what I'm sensing in my spirit, but I don't know why I'm not seeing it. And we can get very defeated. We can knock ourselves down. We can start asking ourselves the wrong questions, like, well, how come this hasn't happened for me? And how come God hasn't come through for me on this? And, oh, I see it happening for somebody else, but it's not happening for me. Is there something wrong with me? Okay, what's wrong with me? Like, you start asking all these questions, and what it does is, subconsciously, it tells you that you're not enough. Subconsciously, it tells you and it reiterates to you that there are things that are missing with you. But there's nothing missing per se. Maybe you don't have some information. Maybe you just haven't gotten there in your timeline. Maybe there are some things that God is needing from you or wanting you to do before that next level comes. But there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken, right? It's just a matter of, sometimes it's about renewing your mind. It's having a different mindset, being willing to fail, being willing to operate by faith. Whatever it is God is doing within you, embrace the unexpected. Embrace your timeline. Embrace your journey. How crazy would it be if everyone attained success at the exact same time? Like, it doesn't make sense. It's not even possible. But because we all have these different timelines, because we're all meant to do something, we're all meant to contribute to the world in a specific, in a different way, then we have these different timelines that still coincide with one another, that still allow for everyone to be a success, to be to operate from abundance, to operate from a place of overflow, to operate from a place of prosperity, to operate from a place of not needing something from, not being needy from other people. Your need comes from God. You're sustained in that, and you flow with it. you go with it, right? So embracing the unexpected literally allows you to be on a path that is faith-filled. And I tell my clients this all the time, and a lot of times that's what we're working on, especially my my business clients, because a lot of times in business and with my clients, it's always like, well, I just think that I should be making this much money already, and I just feel like I should be doing okay. That may be true. However, there are some beliefs that you have that are perpetuating the results that you're getting. Because if you didn't have those beliefs, then you would be getting a different result. But because you're not getting the result that you are expecting and you desire, then we have to work on some beliefs, which is not a big deal. Like we all have those different things that we believe, and that's hindering or preventing that breakthrough from coming through, that miracle from transpiring. It usually comes down to a limiting belief, or some type of block in your belief system. It's usually withheld in your subconscious. That's why I always talk about subconscious. YouTube fam, y'all already know, you go through my page, I'm going to talk about subconscious mind. I'm going to talk about renewing the mind. I'm going to talk about, I'm always talking about it. And because I know how powerful it is. Everything is, you got to sip your tea. TEA, thoughts, emotions, actions. Every thought that you think will facilitate an emotion. That emotion is going to trigger you to take an action. And whatever action you take over time is going to give you your results. If you want to change your results, you got to take it all the way back. Don't even change your action. Don't even change your emotion. Change your thought. Because whatever thought you think, especially the thoughts you think about yourself the most, is going to determine that chain reaction. So once you write, come on, I see y'all in the comments. Hey, y'all, right? So when you understand your T, when you're always looking at your T, okay, I don't like this result in my life. I don't like how this is happening. I don't like what I'm seeing, the patterns or the cycles of my life. You got to take it back. Take it over to the thoughts. If you can't get to the thoughts, like what thought am I thinking that's allowing this to transpire in my life? Then, okay, go to your A, your action. Well, I always take this action. I always do this thing. I always act this way. Okay, why do you do that? Where is that action coming from? Well, I fear this, or I feel that, or right, whatever emotion. Okay, where's that emotion coming from? It's coming from a thought, and your thoughts stem from your belief systems. So that's why I always talk about it. And I'm going to continue talking about it forever and ever. Amen. Okay. But when you recognize that those things are what is guiding you, you will understand and you will say, okay, now that I recognize that and I realize that, I'm going to do what it takes to be mindful of my thoughts so that I can get the type of emotion that I need to take the type of action over and over again that will get me the result that I want and that I'm looking for and I know I deserve. Because honestly, I can tell you, from when I was 20 to being in my 40s, I think differently, I move differently. I'm not the same person. The reason why you haven't made $1 million yet is not because $1 million isn't out there for you. It's because you don't think like a person who has made $1 million. You don't have the right emotions that will now allow you to take the action to make $1 million. And that's okay. Embrace the unexpected. Embrace the journey. Embrace the things that you weren't expecting alongside of your goal and alongside of what it is that you're moving closer to. Embrace it. As long as you sit there and say, well, I don't know why, I don't like this, I don't like that, this pisses me off, I can't stand this, I can't stand, you're in a state of resistance. And wherever there's a lot of resistance, it's going to be very difficult for you to move forward. I was watching this video, I don't even know why it came up because I don't really watch jungle videos or whatever, or safaris and things like that, but it came up on my Facebook feed, and it was this giraffe that was literally running for its life, like literally running for its life. And it was like all these lions in these, it was very strategic that these lions had stalked this giraffe and wanted to take it down. There was not a single moment that giraffe looked back, looked to the side. That giraffe was making a beat. Wherever that giraffe was going, that thing was making a beeline. It was going straight. Like, I was like, this is so, and those lines were coming from like different angles, different places, and that thing just kept going, kept going, kept going, kept running, it just kept looking forward, kept looking forward, kept looking forward, kept looking forward. And I was like, that's literally how we have to be. Embrace your journey and just go forward. Embrace the unexpected. Keep going forward. Don't look back. The only time you need to look back is when you're paying attention to the cycles and the patterns of your life. Otherwise, you got to keep going like that giraffe. You just have to keep focusing. You just have to keep moving, running forward, running forward, running forward, running forward. Because that's the way you're going to be able to keep your eye on the prize, and you're going to make it to your destination, right? You said, I am the giraffe. Come on, giraffe, right? You got to stay focused. You got to keep moving. You have to, hello, sir, keep moving towards the goal. You have to, because if you don't, all you're going to do is look back, look to the side, and you don't even realize that you're slowing down. You don't even realize that you're getting distracted. You have to embrace what's in front of you, whatever that looks like. Just take one, just keep taking those steps. You don't know if it's going to be a cliff. You don't know if it's going to be a cliff, if there's going to be a waterfall, if it's going to be a river, if it's going to be like, you don't know, but that's okay. Just embrace the unexpected. I had no idea that I was going to go to sleep that night and have that that dream was so intense. If you just getting on, once this is over, go back and watch the video from the top, because I shared a really intense dream that I had recently. And I was like, okay, I didn't expect that dream. I didn't expect to be reminded of my past the way I was in that dream. However, that dream reminded me and actually reassured me that I was on the right path, that I was moving forward, that I wasn't being deterred by the things that I used to be deterred by. I used to be deterred by validation. I used to be deterred by affirmation and rejection, and not feeling like in the in crowd, or not feeling like, a typical beautiful person, and, all these different things, and having low confidence. Those things deterred me from where I was going. And if you would have asked me when I was in my 20s and my 30s, I would have been like, no, I'm fine. Those things don't bother me. I'm not worried about that at all. That's what I would have said. Mentally, my mental ascension was not towards that, but inwardly it was. Inwardly, it still hurt. I still had work to do on those things, because they were distracting me. They were pulling me this way and that way. Even in business, you'd be surprised how many people can literally have a blueprint for $1 million, multi-million dollars in their business, but because they get distracted by shiny object syndrome, subconscious, and I call this subconscious self-sabotage, because it's a very, very real thing where people sabotage themselves subconsciously. They're not even realizing or aware of the fact that they're sabotaging themselves, but they are, right? It's subconscious self-sabotage, right? So you got shiny object syndrome, you got rejection, you got just inferiority and feeling like, oh, everybody else has it, everybody else got it, but you don't. All that stuff is looking to the left, looking to the right, looking to the left, looking to the right, turning around behind you, and it allows the things that are chasing you to take you down. But if you would embrace the unexpected, embrace your journey, it's yours. Nobody else can have it. It doesn't belong to anybody else. If it's supposed to happen in your 30s, it will. In your 40s, in your 50s, in your 20s. Listen, I love a young success story. I love it. I love it. I love it. I think it's just so awesome. But just because I love it doesn't mean that it has to be my story, right? If my story is, oh, big time success in the 40s, then that's just what it is. And it's my story, and I will own it, so that resistance goes down, and that flow, that fluidness of what God has called and put on my life can come through. What God has put on your life can come through when you work on that resistance. Bring it down, Focus on what's ahead and get it going. You're the unexpected, and you're like, I don't know, I'm not sure, what if this, what if that? All of that is taking you to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. Stay focused, be like the giraffe, and just run your race. Run, 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 run. Let God speak to you, let him confirm it for you. That's all I got for you. Why are you in my brain? I don't know. Am I in your brain? Is this? Well, I'm glad I'm in your brain today. I'm glad I came on. And you guys, set your notifications on. I come on every Thursday at 12 p.m. I even set an alarm on my phone so I don't miss it and we can stay on track. So set your notifications, set it on your phone. We're going to do that. If you are on Instagram, because I'm on Instagram and YouTube, but if you're on Instagram, I do have a broadcast channel. We are posting 90 days straight, okay? 90 days straight. Get some accountability, get some inside tricks. I'm posting stuff about ChatGPT, what Facebook sent me, results, all that fun stuff over there. So make sure you jump in the group. And what else do I got going on? Oh, I have a masterclass coming up, so stay tuned for that. YouTube. I have a masterclass coming up for becoming a certified counselor. So be aware for that. I'm gonna do it every month. That's my goal. Every single month, I'm going to come on and I'm going to do that masterclass, because there's just too many people who have a gift to help, to heal, and they're just not doing anything with it. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. So I'm really going to harp on that this year. So join me. And if you have any questions about that, you can send me a DM. Yay! Welcome. I didn't know all you guys were on. Thanks for coming on. Thank you for your comments. YouTube, I don't know what these little weird things are on the screen, but I appreciate you. But we'll be back. Take care. Have a great rest of the week and a phenomenal weekend. And I will definitely see you soon. Embrace the unexpected.